Welcome to UCTV Sports. I'm Johnathan Delskey.
And I'm Meagan.
And this is the next episode of my show, the October Classic, where I give weekly updates of all things MLB postseason in the march to the championship. We left off last time after the electric end of the championship series, and we previewed the Blue Jays versus Dodgers in the championship round. As of now, 3 games have happened, so let's recap and get right into those. So the first game started off relatively close, ended not close at all. The Dodgers took an early 2-0 lead with RBIs from Will Smith and Kike Hernandez off of Blue Jays pitcher Trey Yesavage. The Blue Jays tied it up in the 4th inning off of Blake Snell, who did not have the best outing. His final line was 5 innings, 8 hits, giving up 5 earned runs, and only striking out 4 and walking 3. So not the best outing from Blake Snell, who had just done a complete game shutout in his previous start. And then on the Blue Jays side, Trey Yesavage, he pitched all right, going 4 innings, only giving up those 2 runs. And then the big catalyst in this game, the Blue Jays exploded for 9 runs in the 6th inning, getting 4 RBIs from Addison Barger and home runs from Alejandro Kirk and Dalton Varsho. And on the Dodgers side, that was relievers Emmett Sheehan, who's been struggling, giving up 3 earned runs in just a third of an inning, and Anthony Banda giving up another 3 in 2/3 of an inning. So a bullpen collapse from the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the bullpen was supposed to be a weakness coming in. So this was not a surprise. And then Shohei Ohtani just added a 2-run home run in the 7th. Didn't really matter, but makes his stats look good. He continues his postseason tear. The Toronto bullpen went 5 solid innings to close out an 11-4 win. So that the Blue Jays took a 1-0 series lead. That one game being played in Toronto on the home turf.
In Game 2, Yoshi Yamamoto threw a complete game gem for the Dodgers, allowing just 1 run while striking out 8. It marked the first complete game since Johnny Cueto in 2015 with the Kansas City Royals. Offensively, Will Smith led the charge with an RBI single in the 1st inning and later added a home run for a 3 RBI night. Max Muncy also contributed with a solo home run. On the opposing side, Kevin Gausman allowed 3 runs in roughly 6 innings, while the bullpen gave up additional runs as the Dodgers extended their lead. The dominant pitching performance and timely hitting secured a strong Game 2 win for Los Angeles. At the end of Game 2, they tied the series 1-1.
Okay, and then for Game 3, series tied 1-1. Game 3, statistically, it swings the series. I think the winner of Game 3 goes on to win it 68% of the time, I want to say. So get ready, because this was everything we wanted and much, much more. So it's going to be a lot. So to start off, Teoscar Hernandez, he's been slumping. He broke out of it with a solo home run off of Max Scherzer, the 41-year-old, in what might be his last start of his career for the future Hall of Famer, trying to piggyback off of a good performance in the championship series. Teoscar Hernandez started off with a solo home run in the bottom of the 2nd. Then Ohtani continuing his tear. I mean, I'm going to say the name Ohtani a lot. He killed a solo home run in the bottom of the 3rd to take a 2-0 lead. And that was after already getting a double in the 1st inning. Addison Barger made a good defensive play to keep it at 2-0, throwing out Freddie Freeman at the plate. Good defensive plays and outs at the bases are going to be a common theme tonight, and the reason why this game went so long. For the Blue Jays, the biggest moment was Alejandro Kirk. He had a 3-run home run in the top of the 4th inning off of Tyler Glasnow to give the Blue Jays a 3-2 lead. Andres Jimenez made this a 4-2 lead with a sacrifice in that same inning to take a 4-2 lead. Ohtani hit another double, this one going for an RBI in the bottom of the 5th. And Freddie Freeman tied it up with an RBI single at 4-4. Throughout this, like I said, many runners were cut down on base. We had multiple people hosed at the plate, including a crucial one where Davis Schneider got sent around third. He's not the fastest runner. He got tossed out at the plate. Vlad made a good play to throw someone out at third. So a common theme, many outs were made on the bases, not necessarily from base running mistakes, just some very good defensive plays. And then in the top of the 7th inning, Bo Bichette hit an RBI single to drive in Vlad from first base. This one, Blue Jays caught a bit of a lucky break. It hit off the sidewall, made a crazy bounce. This allowed Vlad, who can run better than most people give him credit for. He slid in with a crazy slide to just get his hand in there and take the lead. If it was a better throw, he would have most likely been out, and we'd be questioning that decision to send him. But alas, he made it. The Blue Jays took a 5-4 lead in the 7th inning. However, Ohtani strikes again in the bottom of the 7th with another solo home run to tie it at 5-5. And this is where the score would stay for a long while. So it goes to extra innings. Throughout it, the Dodgers have many chances to walk it off. They cannot do it. The Blue Jays bullpen gets out of multiple jams. And we have some legendary bullpen performances from unexpected people. As this game went on, both teams and both bullpens were running out of arms to use, so they had to go to people they wouldn't typically go to. On the Blue Jays side, relief pitcher Eric Lauer went 4 2/3 scoreless innings. He's not really a high leverage, well-known guy. He's not really shouldn't be throwing that many pitches, but he did. He was a big innings eater for the Blue Jays and kept the bullpen at least in this game. Then on the Dodgers side, two of the biggest stories of the night were Clayton Kershaw, the legend. Many people thought, he was just on this roster as a tip of the cap to the future Hall of Famer who's going to be retiring at the end of the season. But Dave Roberts went to him in probably the highest leverage situation of the game. Bases loaded, 2 outs. He got a ground out, and he got out of it. So Kershaw, he contributes, only goes a third of an inning, but gets out of a jam. And then the biggest story was Will Klein, a guy who had only previously pitched about 22 innings in the league, and the most he had ever pitched was 2 innings. He comes in as the Dodgers' last bullpen arm. He goes 4 innings, those 70-something pitches, which is far more than he has ever done before. He was giving it everything he got. He goes the 4 shutout innings, only giving up 1 hit and striking out 5. And after he completed this last inning, a big surprise, Yamamoto was seen warming up in the Dodgers bullpen. He had done a complete game 2 nights before, so him just willing to go out there and warm up and maybe come in the game just 2 days later after throwing a complete game, that was very interesting to see. But luckily, luckily or unluckily, depends on who you are rooting for, we never got to see this, as finally in the bottom of the 18th inning, Freddie Freeman is the hero again, hitting a walk-off solo home run off of Brendan Little to send the fans wild and finally let us go to bed. I personally watched this whole game. It ended around 3 a.m. Eastern time, so I wanted the Blue Jays to win, but at this point I was happy just for the game to end. And I like Freddie Freeman. He's clutch. He obviously hit a walk-off grand slam against the Yankees last year. He does it again in the bottom of the 18th. So that sets us up now for Game 4. Game 4 is happening on the 28th of October at 8 p.m. It's going to be interesting to watch. Ohtani is on the mound tonight, which is crazy considering he went on base 9 out of his 9 at-bats last night, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, and 5 walks, 4 of which were intentional. So now Ohtani gets a chance to be great again after doing that, go out and pitch. And then on the Blue Jays side, it will be Shane Bieber. These starters have a lot of pressure on them. Each side used all of the bullpen arms last night, so it'll be interesting to see how both managers play this one out as this crucial Game 4 goes down, and the Blue Jays hope to tie it up. So now we wait for this Game 4, which is occurring only 17 hours after the conclusion of Game 3, Ohtani versus Bieber. We'll see how it goes, but that's it for this week's episode. By next week's episode, we will have crowned a champion, so I'm looking forward to the final episode next week where these next couple games occur and we see who takes the Fall Classic. But for now, I'm Johnathan Delskey.
I'm Meagan Ash.
UCTV Sports.